Hi, my name is Julie Turk. I am presenting my OD&C method, which I have called Positively Appreciative Tool, or APT for short, actually pronounced APT, which actually means the definition of apt is appropriate or suitable in circumstances. So I thought it was kind of relative. Anyways, I am super excited about my method, so let's get on with it. It Table of contents. We're going to go through the purposes, the outcome and benefits, when to use it, the number of participants that it's useful for, the typical duration, the characteristics of the participants, and the brief examples of some of the results that I've had, as well as the historical content, and then ending with a visual illustration. The appreciative positive tool, the purpose is it will help achieve the kind of momentum required to achieve change. It is different because it's flexible. It can be used in multiple settings with multiple different people, personal versus professional. The benefits for everyone involved include better relationships, stronger visions, and less resistance to change. The outcomes and benefits. APT jumpstarts communication. It collaboratively motivates people. It creates a desire for change. You take that and work that toward the vision of what you want to happen with either the personal relationship or the group from work. Then you have your first steps. You make the plan. Then there's supporting mechanisms um, that are measurable and help people get where they need to be and where they want to be. Um, it actually lessens the resistance to change, which, as we know, the resistance is what keeps people from changing. When to use it. APT is very flexible and can be used for multiple scenarios. As I mentioned earlier, it can be used both professionally and personally with outstanding results. At least I've had outstanding results. APT is useful when communicating in any size group, when the communication in any size group needs to be improved. Once the communication starts happening, the adventure can then start to begin. It's got mixtures of appreciative inquiry and the simplicity of the change formula. With those two combined, there's a great momentum that is created. This momentum is what opens the door for change and transformation. The number of participants, since APT is so flexible, there are so many choices as far as the number of participants. APT is successful in one-on-one personal situations, which I've experienced, successful in a small group professional setting, such as a department, or possibly even a large group or a large company setting. Just keep in mind that with the increased quantity of people, the result time is usually increased as well. Participant characteristics. The APT has been successful with people ranging from ages 17 to over 50. Their educational background has ranged from less than a high school education to a bachelor's degree. And all of the people that have been tested that I've used app with have been female. In fact, that the results would be the same with men, but I have not actually tested those results. The typical duration, that it's so variable. App success does not have a typical duration as there are too many variables and scenarios. So easy one-on-one app implementation can be immediate, same day, same hour, while more complicated, perhaps even stubborn ones could take up to a month or more. Primary variables consist of the number of participants, and how much time has been allocated on a regular basis toward the app. Brief examples of results are stories I've told before, and we talked about them in the discussion questions. But my daughter's response to the simple appreciative inquiry question was, what was the best thing that happened to you today? Generally I ask how was her day at school, and she replies fine, and that's the end of the conversation. When I asked her this question, she actually spoke so much. I was so shocked I almost forgot to listen to what she was saying. So that really worked. Um, and the result for me was an amazing discovery of the fact that she enjoyed talking about the positive aspects of her day, while on any other normal day, she would not have anything purposeful to say. The next example was the person I shared my office with was very standoffish when I first started there a couple of years ago. Um, as a result of us talking about AI in our class last year, I began complimenting her every chance I got. I also supported her and listened each time she spoke. The results were again amazing. Um, it's At first it wasn't easy for me to compliment somebody I really didn't even know, and it wasn't something I was used to. But with practice, it simply does become second nature, and it just continues to keep the communication open and grow the relationship. The historical context. The history or background of this app is simply a mix of appreciative inquiry, always being positive, and the simplicity of the change formula. The DVFS, and then resistance at the end. The desire for change, the vision or the strategic plan or goals, the first steps or the action plans you're going to take, and then the supporting mechanisms. Hopefully, are all they're all greater than the resistance to the change. For the visual illustration, I have two things. One is a bunch of smiley faces. So this could either be a one-on-one smiley face, or it can be a whole group of smiley faces. But when I just really think when people are happy, it opens so many doors, and the potential for change is even greater if you've got somebody that's happy versus not happy. Clock is kind of representative of the time. So in the apt method, it can be very fast, or it can take several hours, days, weeks, and sometimes even months, depending on the details of the background of what you have going on. Well, that is the end of my broadcast. So thank you very much.